Previously on Taverns and Caverns Path B, we managed to escape the Eternal Eye stronghold. I don't know what they're fighting about. I really don't care. As long as they're fighting each other and not us, I'm considered happy. After seeing Marnok in action, glad he's on our side. As we thought we got some distance between them, we decided to regroup, try to get maybe a little bit of rest, and maybe something to eat, 'cause I sure am hungry. But, oh man, here these zealots come again. They're relentless. I don't know what's worse, them or them guys chasing Eska from a shy. I don't know what they want with Relinoa, but they're sure willing to die for it. Hopefully we find a town soon. Need a break. Need to find some help for Alaris. That poor guy. Also, hopefully we can figure out a way to reverse whatever this Eternal Eye did to Relinoa. Get her to wake up. And I think we got our break. I see a gate. I think that's Wildrun. Looks like some sun's coming out from them rain clouds. Episode 48, Wildrun, Path B.
Welcome back to another exciting episode of Taverns and Caverns, Path B, everyone. This is your Dungeon Master, Haphazard DM. And last time on TNC Path B, the party had escaped the compound of the Eternal Eye, thankfully with the help of Marnok, who also helped Alaris, the elf that had his eyes gouged out and his tongue cut, helped him escape as well. But the party was able to escape on horseback. Unfortunately, there was a pursuing party that did eventually find them. But thanks to Marnok and the others within the party, Relinoa was able to escape the pursuers with the party because she is still currently unconscious due to some unknown reason that the party has yet to discover. But after defeating the pursuers, they eventually camped out for the evening to regain some of their health and spells back due to them being extremely tired from only gaining a half night's rest during the night before. But as the party had continued their travels, they headed east, still in the thick forest nation of Asia, heading east towards Wildrun. Remember, they had learned about how to get to the town of Wildrun when they were at the Way Branch Crossing intersection. And Nomu and Yelar do remember that Wildrun is the town Relinoa is trying to get to ever since they met her. So now that they have woken up from camping, they did come across the outer gates of the town of Wildrun, and they can see the guards in the distance, and that's where we left off last session. But with that being the case, you guys are now seeing the guards at Wildrun as you're trotting up on your horseback up to the gates. There's a group of wood elf guards standing there. As they look over at you, they greet you, and they allow the party to step into Wildrun. They don't really ask any questions. You look like everyday travelers, but one of the guards will spot Relinoa on Nomu's horse, who is still somewhat unconscious, and the guard looks over at Nomu a bit concerned that he's seeing an unconscious half-elf just lying there on that horse. Excuse me, is something wrong with your friend there? Where do you all come from? Are you travelers? Did you come across monsters of the sorts out there? Is your friend in need of attention?
Yeah, I say we came across some monsters. Cultists. And she needs medical attention. I can't wake her up.
And as you mention that, one of the guards steps forward to look over at her. Meanwhile, Marnok is on a horse as well. He looks at the guards too. Also, my friend here, Alaris, his eyes have been gouged and his tongue cut. Dirty work from an organization we came across. I don't know if I wish to speak their name out in the open, but yes, we definitely need some sort of attention. Anyone in town that knows healing magics, clerics perhaps, or a hospital, clinic nearby. One of the guards looks at Alaris and then back at Relinoa, then to Marnok and Nomu. Your friend is unconscious, and the other one, eyes gouged out and tongue cut. What kind of disgusting heathens would do such a thing? That's torture.
I can
Heathens
tell
did it.
you,
Tell him.
it's the eternal eye, them bastards.
The guard looks at the other guard, then back to Yelar. The Eternal Eye. Isn't that some fanatic organization that I don't know much about them? I know very little. Aren't they some sort of fanatics or cult or something?
Yes, a cult. Probably best you don't know about them.
Well,
They're a real pain in the ass.
well, you're safe from any cults here in Wildrun. Please, come on in. And yes, there are clinics nearby and clerics and many druids that I'm sure could help your friends. If you go down the main path into Wildrun, you'll find a clinic not too far off. You'll see signs for it. Come on in. I hope your friends can get healed.
One can hope.
The guards step aside and allow the party into Wildrun. And as you guys enter Wildrun, it's a fairly medium-sized town. It's not a giant city by any means, but as you start stepping in, you can definitely see that it is a town within the forest nation of Ossia. So obviously, you're not going to see streets that are made out of stone, concrete, and whatnot. It's all dirt paths, and the streets are well maintained and clean. But many of the buildings and housing here are created out of the trees all around you. So it's a very foresty type of town. Think of like Zelda. Remember in Zelda 64 where Link is in that forest town and
Mm-hmm.
yep, all the houses are in trees and whatnot. So similar to that kind of aesthetic. While there are several people walking around, most of the people here would seem to be wood elves, which makes sense. Ossia is heavily uh, based out on wood elves, but there are other races here sporadically spread out as well. It's not just wood elves, so it's a pretty decent melting pot of other races. But no one really seems to pay much attention to you or really get in your way. But as you follow the main path, you do eventually get to some signs which point in different directions of either taverns, inns, and also a clinic if you're looking for one. Is that what the party's going to do right away?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
As you get to one of the clinics nearby, Marnok, he slowly gets off of his horse and helps Alaris off. He looks up at Nomu. I think the druids here will be able to help. But after we meet with them, there's something I think the three of us need to discuss. It's more so about what we're doing from now on. But let's get our friends some aid first, shall we?
Right.
And as you bring Alaris and Relinoa into the clinic, one of the individuals inside who looks like a worker there, or at least a cleric, maybe even a druid. Actually, more so a druid, because at least your guess would be based off the attire that this man is wearing. He's clothed with leaves and some branches sticking out of his outfit. But as he comes over, he's wearing some leather pants, and he looks fairly soft and not intimidating at all. Actually, very welcoming. He is a wood elf, long brown hair. But as he steps forward and looks at the party, welcome to the clinic of Wildrun. Do you need our assistance? What is wrong? What ails you?
No, it's not us. And Yelar will kind of point back at Relinoa and, I'm sorry, the one that,
Dolores.
Yelar's, yeah.
The wood elf looks back at Alaris and Relinoa. It seems one is unconscious while the other. What is wrong with this one? And Marnok, as the wood elf steps forward, Marnok looks at the wood elf. Our friend here, this is Alaris. The other one's Relinoa. First off, you can see Relinoa isn't waking up. Not sure what's going on with her. But Alaris had his eyes gouged out and his tongue cut. We found him in a cell, held by, well, we were all captives of a group known as the Eternal Eye. Don't know if you know of them. very shady individuals, but we were able to escape. Unfortunately, Alaris, we don't really know him. I found him like this, and I figured I didn't want to leave him there while we escaped. Not sure where he comes from or what his past is. I just wanted to get him to safety. Is there anything you can do for this man? The Wood Elf looks over at Alaris, and if you guys, or I won't make you roll for this, it's pretty obvious, but when Marnok mentions the Eternal Eye, you see the Wood Elf's eyes raise up a bit, and he looks over at the party. The Eternal Eye? They did this to him? And they had you captive?
Yes, those psychopaths. Zealots.
May I ask why they had you as prisoners? Did you do something against them?
Sure, we existed. And they kidnapped our Relinoa once before.
Well, I do not know much about them other than the fact that they are very strict upon the laws they follow within their own organization. If I know much of anything about them, and if I'm correct, I believe they only follow the gods of Tyrister, and if you follow any gods outside of that pantheon, typically you become a target. Do any of you believe in gods outside of the pantheon, such as the Octadic Divine or Heptatic Evils?
Yeah, Nomu's not gonna say anything on that one. She's gonna shrug.
Marnok shrugs. I don't know Alaris's history. I only know his name because his name was scribbled in on some journal when we found him in the cells. As far as Relinoa here, perhaps she does follow or at least listens to a god outside of that. But from what I know, Wildrun and the druids, or I should say the branches of Ossia, are neutral to this fact, aren't they? And the Wood Elf looks over at Marnok. Indeed, that is true. While the branches of Ossia, the 5 different groups of druids that protect this nation, allow believers of all faiths, we do keep an eye on those that follow the heptatic evils, for as you know, they cause chaos and turmoil wherever they go, and we prefer for our nation of Ossia to be in full peace, unlike the happenings down south in the area known as the Infernal Badlands. I'm sure you all know what happened to that place many years ago. But the Heptatic Evils do have a place here in Tyrister. I hate to say it, but the balance is necessary. So I can see what the Eternal Eye mean. But if your friend follows another god outside of that, I can't say he or she are safe from the Eternal Eye. But in the meantime, you're safe here in Wildrun. I am a druid here, and I practice in the magics of healing. As far as your friend with the eyes and tongue go, there's little I can do about that. I don't have the skill or strength when it comes to my magic to regenerate his lost eyes and tongue, but there might be someone that could. However, that type of magic is very difficult to find and even cast. But I can take Alaris here off of your hands. This poor man, I'm sure, has seen enough. Meanwhile, your other friend, let me see her. She's not waking, is it? How long has she been in this situation?
Days now.
He walks up to Relinoa, who is still asleep or unconscious, and he places a hand onto her head. No fever of any sorts. And then he checks her pulse. Her pulse seems normal. He's going to lift up her sleeve to look at her wrists and her skin on her arms to see if there's any changes. It seems that her skin and complexion doesn't seem off by any means. Interesting. I'll have to do a bit more testing. If you don't mind, follow me. Let's bring her to a room so she can have some privacy. But in the meantime, we'll have to discuss payment. I like and I'm willing to help, but obviously we are a clinic and we do require payment in order to help those that require it. If you don't have the money now, that's okay. We can figure something out in the meantime. But come, and he will take you guys to a room and have Relinoa be placed into a bed. Meanwhile, he'll have some assistants come and take Alaris off to the side. And as they do so, the Wood Elf looks at the three of you and he goes, "Worry not. Alaris will be well taken care of. You have nothing to worry about." And when you guys go to the room, the Wood Elf will shut the door for some privacy. Marnok, he'll wait outside the room since he's not really part of your group.
Mhm.
Just wait. He wants to give you guys. Plus, the room's not all that big, so he'll give you guys some space. So as you guys enter that room, the Wood Elf shuts the door, and he's gonna take a seat in what a small chair that's next to the bed. And as he is studying Relinoa, he'll cast some magic to try and find out what might be wrong. And as he's doing this, he'll want to speak to the two of you. You say she's been in this condition for a couple of days. Was this after you were captured by the Eternal Eye? Was she like this beforehand?
After.
What was that? I'm sorry?
It was after.
After. So it's something they did to her, then, I'm assuming. Well, the thing about this is, she seems to be a half elf, from what I can tell through her ears alone and the composure of her body. Being a half elf means she's similar to myself, a full wood elf. I don't know if you're aware of this, but magic cannot put us to sleep due to our Fey ancestry. But there are other ways of keeping us asleep or unconscious, and I'm wondering if they did this with some other method, which I'm going to test now. Have they used poisons or gases against any of you? Are you aware of any such thing?
No one's gonna look at Yalar. He has no
Lars,
idea.
Lars gonna shrug his shoulders.
Well, let me see. You see, he places a hand on her wrist and he casts some magic. You see, like, a green aura of magical essence begin to appear as he's casting some druidic magic. Interesting. I sense and can feel there is a poison within her. Not in a deadly way, mind you. Not one to be worried about. But because they couldn't use magic to keep her asleep, they had to go and resort to poisons. Whatever they've injected into her, it's keeping her asleep and unconscious. Physically, not magically. It's not deadly from what I can tell by any means. It's just got to run its course. And from what I can tell, there's very little of it left, so she might be waking up on her own anytime soon. I would suggest letting her rest in the meantime and see if she awakens. If she doesn't, I'll use my magic to try and pinpoint the poison and get rid of it. How's that sound? If we just wait it out, it won't cost you anything. But if I have to go in there and alleviate the poisons myself, that will cost you a gold or two. Well, more than a gold or two. Your decision.
I suppose we can wait it out.
It shouldn't be much longer. Truthfully, there's very little traces of this poison left. If she's been like this for a few days, then I can understand they must have injected it many days ago.
They were trying to get her ready for something called the Eye of Judication.
The Eye of Judication. I have no inkling of what that means or what that is, but sounds about right if it's coming from the Eternal Eye.
Your Lars gonna basically knock his shoulder right in the Nomu's side.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Sorry.
Anyways, I suggest we leave her here and allow her to rest. My name is Torin. It's a pleasure to meet the both of you. I didn't catch your names, I'm sorry. What were they?
Nomu.
And you are, my friend? Looks at Yelar.
Yeah, Yelar. My name's Yelar.
He holds his hand out to shake both of your hands. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm glad you brought your friend here. I feel horrible for the other one. Lars was his name? The poor man. I can't believe the Eternal Eye would do such a thing. Disgusting. Just know that you're safe here in Wildrun. We are protected by the branch of Ossia, the 5 branches, if you weren't aware of them. Many druids, other than myself, roam this town. If the Eternal Eye attempts anything such as what they did to Alaris to you while in Wildrun, just know the druids will be at their throats. We don't appreciate savages such as what happened here, what they did to your friend Alaris. The Eternal Eye, truthfully, not sure why the druids allow them to even roam Ossia, but it seems they haven't really caused much trouble. But it's impossible to watch every nook and cranny of this giant forest nation, druids or not. I say, give her half a day or not. Come back in a few hours, see if she's awoken. I'll make sure that she is well rested while she's here. She shouldn't be affected by any Eternal Eye coming in here. You have my word. I'll even do this. I'll do you a favor. You see, he holds a hand out and he whistles. He places his hand to his mouth and he whistles. And you can see the door opens and this black bear steps in. This is my friend Toby. Toby here will sit and watch over Relinoa to make sure she's safe from any potential Eternal Eye while she's resting. Does that make you feel better, Nomu and Yelar?
Don't eat her.
Oh, Toby's not into meat. He likes honey. His brother, Winnie, taught him in his ways of honey.
Oh, sure.
Yelar, after Yelar hears Nomu says, don't eat her, he's going to look right up at him. Like, are you serious?
Why wouldn't I be serious?
Never mind. You don't get the nuance.
Noah's gonna take his necklace of invisibility off of Relinoa's neck and put it back on his own.
Okay, so with Toby the bear now sitting there, he's just like sitting there looking at you too. You see that the wood elf, that what did I name him? Torin. He hands over a jar of honey to Toby. Toby just sits there smacking his lips, putting its paw into this jar of honey.
Fair enough.
Do you feel safe now with the bear there?
Yep.
So, as Torin steps away, well, allow your friend to rest, and please enjoy the town, Wildrun, and explore and talk to some of the locals while you're waiting. I'm sure that both of you are exhausted.
Is there a place to get coffee?
Oh, several places actually.
Sweet. I like to. What kind of brew do you recommend?
Kind of brew. Truthfully, I'm not a coffee drinker myself, so I can't really recommend one. But I'm sure if you go to the cafes around, they'll be able to recommend something.
Oh man, you're missing out. Coffee is the best thing ever.
I believe you, but I prefer my tea.
Best thing ever is Camel's milk.
Sure. Sure there, buddy.
As the two of you step out, Torin will lead you to the exit, and Marnok's outside waiting for you. His arms are folded. He's leaning up against the wall of the clinic. He's waiting for the two of you to exit. Hey, how'd it go? How's she doing?
She may have been. I think she's been poisoned, and from what the doctor over there said. So we're just gonna wait it out. Hopefully, it just let the poison run its course.
A poison? Interesting. Can't say I know much about poisons, but a poison that did the doctor say what kind of poison?
Actually, no. I forgot to ask.
What was it doing to her?
Oh,
Is it something we should be worried about? Is it killing her?
it's not killing her, no.
Just keeping her asleep.
Interesting. That makes sense, since she's been knocked out since I've met you. Well, if you're just waiting it out, I guess that gives us time to discuss a few things. I'd like to talk to the two of you about our future course. If you don't mind, perhaps we can talk over some drinks or something.
Yeah, we're going to a coffee house.
All right.
Well, there's milk.
All right, coffee and milk it is. Here, let's get going. There are some stables not too far from here if you want to place our horses there.
Yes.
Yeah, we better.
So, with you guys placing your horses at the stable, to place your horses here at the stable, it is actually free. Unlike all places in the nation of Londe where they charge you to leave your horses or mounts at stable money, here in at least this part of Ossia, stables are considered free and natural for the animals. So there is someone though that watches the stables from time to time to make sure, obviously, that no one's stealing someone's mount. But you guys are able to take your horses to the local stables and mount your horses there, tie them up there, let them roam, and you make your way into the heart of Wildrun. As I've mentioned, it's a medium-sized town, so it's definitely nice to be back in some sort of civilization. You guys have been traveling for many, many days now out in the wilderness, and Wade Branch Crossing was nice, but that was still a little hole in the wall like campsite. It wasn't nothing like a town by any means. But you guys eventually reach the cafe, and the cafe is inside of this giant tree. As you step in, there's some people enjoying some tea, some coffee, sitting on wooden stumps. The tables are made out of wood. Like I said, there's not a lot of stone or brick or steel here in Wildrun. The only steel you might come across is probably weaponry, perhaps. But even so, many of the weapons here are made out of stone or whatnot. But as you enter the cafe, you guys get a table and you order some coffee and milk. And we'll go ahead and skip the pleasantries of the owner. They're very welcoming. As you guys get a table, Marnok sits down on a wooden stump across from the two of you. He's ordered a cup of coffee, and he takes a sip of it. And as he does, he goes, I haven't had a cup of coffee in months. This is amazing.
Where's the milk?
Someone brings out some milk for you, Nomu.
Yes, set it down.
As the person sets the milk down, the same person will give Yelar his coffee, and they had suggested the Wildrun brew. It's authentic to Wildrun itself, a brew that doesn't exist outside of Wildrun because it's only here in Wildrun. The thing about the Wildrun brew is it's a dark roast, very strong dark roast with a very smooth yet silky undertone to it. No cream necessary. It just goes down very smoothly for you, Yelar.
Damn.
Oh my. I'm gonna have to take a couple bags of these with me.
Marnok looks at Yelar. You like it, huh? Did you get the Wildrun brew?
Yes.
That's what I got. This tastes heavenly.
Oh, yes.
Well, I'm happy that all of us were able to escape the eternal eye. He looks from one way to the next, or he looks over his shoulder, then back to you guys. But we really need to discuss something. I know we don't really know each other very well. We just met only a couple of days ago. But it seems that we're both stuck in a situation where the Eternal Eye want our heads. At least, I'm going to assume they want our heads after we escaped that fiasco. And I'd hate to say this. I'd love to be able to part and go my own way, but I feel like us splitting up might be risky, at least until we're out of Ossia, or at least this area. Perhaps we travel together for a short time until we know we're safe from the Eternal Eye. I did not really have a destination that I was really going to, per se. I was more taking a journey and walking the path of a monk, experiencing the world before I was caught up in this mess. So there's nowhere I really need to be. I truthfully would love to go back home to Galakron's End, but that's far from here, and that's not happening anytime soon. Don't know what your plans were prior to being captured, but what are your thoughts? Do you want to work together for a short time? Make sure that we can watch each other's backs. I'd feel a lot better if I knew I had the two of you at my back instead of me being by myself. The last thing I want is to end up like Alaris.
Nomu lifts his head from his bowl, milk dripping on the table from his chin.
Yeah, I think we're safer in greater numbers anyway. So why not?
Marnok looks to Yelar. What are your thoughts, Yelar?
I mean, besides, if you can deal with that over there, just Can, Nomu, can you not just like drink like it's your last meal?
It's dripping down the side of his mouth.
Hmm?
His fur's all wet because he's spilling it everywhere.
Don't judge me the way I drink.
I mean, you got as much on the floor over there as you do in your mouth.
That
Yeah,
means
that's a
I'm
little
doing good.
Uh, you're lost. Lost cause. Anywho, um, I agree. Given my past adventures I had, definitely not very trusting, but I'm actually going to go with my gut, and yeah, we should stick together.
Great. I was hoping the two of you would agree. Well, with that out of the way, glad to be part of your group. As I've mentioned, I am a monk from Galakron's End. My master's Handyman Savage. He is actually a monk in Galakron's End. You've probably heard of him. Very powerful and strong individual who runs the fighting pits there. He's not to be trifled with. Even in his old age, he's still powerful. I'll never reach his strength. But good to be part of the group. At least for now, we can work together and make sure we're safe until we get out of the Eyes of Eternal Eyes path. Was there a particular destination? I think I overheard you guys say your friend Relinoa was actually looking to come here to Wildrun. Do you know what she's looking for here?
Not really, unless Yelar knows.
I have no clue. Didn't really ask her either.
Perhaps when she wakes, we'll find out why she needed to be here. Other than that, was there another destination you guys were trying to get to?
Well, I do have to reach Rava's Grove.
Rava's Grove. That's pretty far from here south. Several days, maybe even weeks, truthfully. Something Rava's Grove you need?
Yes, I do. I have to see if I can convince someone to help me get something from the Vitalis tree.
Oh, you're gonna be talking to the druids then at Rava's Grove.
Yes,
That sounds like a very difficult request. I don't know if they'll just give you something from the Vitalis tree.
I
Do you
know they
have
will
an
want something.
Do you have an appointment with them?
You need an appointment?
I would think yes. They don't just see anyone willy nilly now.
Oh, I I don't have an appointment.
That's all right. We can ask about it when we get there. I'm assuming you want to go there after this place.
Yes,
Truthfully, I think we're safer here in town as well, even safer in Rava's Grove. Eternal Eye wouldn't dare try anything funny within the Rava's Grove, the Vitalis tree there, considering they follow the heptatic evils and the octatic divine. The gods all protect that tree and understand its importance. It is the creation of life here in Reverie. I doubt the Eternal Eye would do anything funny while they're there, because if they did, they would incur the wrath of the druids. The 5 branches of Ossia would be down their throats before we could even spell goodbye.
Well, I don't want any trouble with these druids. I'm only hoping I can successfully get a vial of sap.
The vial of sap from the Vitalis tree. There's
Yes,
only one reason I can think about you wanting that. Are you trying to create the elixir of life?
yes, I am.
Interesting. I understand. I won't ask much about why you need it or who you're trying to bring back. But if we work together, I can promise my fist will help guard you till we reach Rava's Grove. As long as your blade, and he looks at Yalar, your magic, keep my blind side safe, then we will work together peacefully, nicely.
My great sword remains sharp.
Hey,
Excellent.
I got a blade too.
Well, I'll tell you something. While your great sword is sharp and your blade is magical, I'll tell you one thing. Nothing stings more than being struck by an ancestral weapon.
Ancestral weapon. What
Yeah.
kind?
Yes. Stories from back home. Figured while we're waiting, I can tell you a little bit about myself. How much do you know about Galakron's End?
None.
What about
Let me history. See.
make that history check? That's 6.
I don't know Jack.
Well, you see, before Galakron's End, the town itself was even a thing. There were several individuals now known as the Lords of Galakron's End. You all remember many, many years ago when the great dragon lord Galakron was resurrected. I know you have to know that much. That's common knowledge.
Sure, I've heard something about it.
Well, the ones that defeated Galakron were given a land of their own, which is now known as Galakron's End. The Lords of Galakron's End all share territory of this land. Very respectable individuals, heroes amongst the land of Tiraster. Handyman Savage was my master. He is one of the Lords of Galakron's End. But where this is getting at, and what I mean by what stings more than your greatsword and your magical blade. Many, many days ago, well, sorry, not many days ago, many, many years ago, when I was still a young lad training under Handyman Savage, I thought I was strong. Boy, was I wrong. I was hot-headed, impatient, and I thought strength meant everything. Handyman showed me that wasn't the case. Patience is key. Knowing your enemy is important. Strength is just but one thing you should have when it comes to combat. I remember this one time. I was sparring with my fellow students, and one of the other lords of Galakron's End stepped foot into Handy's dojo. I thought I was hot shit back then. But Handy didn't want to show me this because his friend was watching. No, his friend actually wanted to partake in the lessons Handy was teaching. At first, I sparred with this man, Mr. Dynasty. My goodness, he knocked me on my ass. But then I took out a weapon, and thinking I could best him with my weapon, he pulled out what he called his family's heirloom, an ancestral whip. That whip hurt like hell. Since that day, I learned my lesson, and I shut my ass up. You ever been struck by an ancestral whip? That shit fucking hurts.
No, I don't want to either.
Good. Well, make sure you never run into Mr. Dynasty, because if you have any sort of evil in you, he'll whip it out of you. Trust me.
I'll keep that in mind.
Excellent. Good to know. Yeah, there's a lot of good things about Galacrons, and there's a shop there actually called Mama Cleo's. She was actually a cleric that was a good friend and aided the lords of Galacron's in their fight against Galacron. She now owns Mama Cleo's pork steam bun shop. It's a cafe of sorts that specializes in pork buns, steam buns. Goblins fucking love that place. If you ever go, never, ever raise your voice to Mama Cleo. The goblins in there will brandish their weapons within seconds.
No, my wife's way to drool hearing all those. All I heard was pork, more pork.
Well, that's enough about me. I'm just reminiscing. I'm just glad to be outside of the Eternal's Eyes fucking prison.
We need those lords of Galacrons in to do something about this eternal eye.
Oh, that'd be quite an interesting thing to bring up to them. I mean, they're all older and doing their own things nowadays, but perhaps they might know a thing or two about the Eternal Eye. Actually, I'm sure they do. There's one by the name of Black Dow who specializes in dark secrets, the black markets of sorts. I'm sure he knows information on them. Information broker, as you would call him.
I see. Tell them to stop being lazy.
You know, that was kind of rude.
Huh?
You know what? I forgot who I was talking to. My apologies. Enjoy your milk, Nomu.
Well, perhaps we should go check on other things while we're here. Any shops you guys need to go to or anything?
Shoot, I need some potions.
Well, let's say outside of role playing, we'll do a quick shop. We won't have to role play it out. Is there anything you guys want to buy to take up time while you're waiting on Relinoa?
Yeah,
What would you guys like to buy?
me for some healing potions,
Okay.
preferably a greater, at least one.
Okay, so a greater healing potion is going to cost you about 200 gold pieces for each.
Done.
How much you said?
200 for a greater. A greater is a 4d4 plus 4.
Yep, I got one greater now.
Okay.
A superior healing would do 8d4 plus 8, but that's considered rare. That's going to cost you 2,000 gold.
Yeah, it's not happening. My money?
He said, my money?
How much for just
A normal potion of healing?
normal? Yeah,
50.
we'll get 4 of those.
All right, that'd be 200. Anything else you guys are shopping for?
How much is the bags of that Wildrun brew?
Oh, you can get a bag of that for about 2 gold. That'll last you probably about a week.
I want to stock up on my my silver bolts. I have 2 left. I know we're not counting them, but I'm counting them.
All right, that's fine. You can get a stack of 20 for it's going to be about 200, about 100 for 10 each. So 100 gold for a stack of 10.
Okay, it's a stack.
Yeah.
He's gonna get 6 bags of that Wildrun brew.
So that'll be a total of 12 gold.
All right, let me get a stack of silver
100,
bolts.
yep, 100 gold for a stack of 10.
All right.
All right, stuff.
Yep, that's me.
Anything else while you're shopping?
Nope.
All right. So we'll say a couple of hours go by as you guys travel around Wildrun and explore, do your shopping. You find that many of the locals here are fine people. They're nice, welcoming. You don't find anyone to be very rude or whatnot. Many of them are obviously part of the nature. Nature is part of their lives, so you might want to be careful of burning any trees or anything like that while you're in town. But as you guys spend a couple hours doing all this, you eventually head back towards the clinic. And as you do, you find that Toby, the bear, and the wood elf Torin are standing outside in the lobby. And Torin looks over at you guys and he smiles. Ah, welcome back. Good news. As you can see, Toby's out here. Your friend's awake, by the way, and she is as lively as ever, although she seems to be talking to herself. Don't know if that's a side effect of the poison.
She does that.
Hey, don't worry about that.
She talks to herself on a normal basis?
Yes.
Doesn't everybody?
I mean, yes, but not in the way she's doing it. She's having full-blown conversations.
I mean, that's normal.
Yeah, we do it too.
Yeah.
Especially Yelar.
Marnok looks at the two of you. You guys do.
Sure.
Torin steps aside. Well, she's alive and up and well. If you want to go visit her in her room, she's actually gathering her things. She was actually going to get out and step out and walk around town, but I suggested she stay until you all returned. But because I didn't really have to do anything, no worries. It's free. Her stay was free.
Let's go see her.
And Torin will leave you guys be, and you guys go to the room. As you open the door, Relinoa is digging through one of her bags. Her back's to you guys. She's like talking. Her veil, her nun veil is off. So she's just talking to herself, sticking stuff in her bag. God Supreme, what did you say? What? I don't know about that. This place is nice though. I wonder where the other guys went. They better not be having coffee without me.
Nomu kind of side eyes Yelar before ruffling her hair.
She turns around. Oh, Nomu, Yelar, you're back. Oh, where have you guys been? I have just woke up. I had the longest sleep. I don't know where I'm at. The guy told me we're in Wildrun, which is awesome, by the way, because this is where I needed to be. By the way, who's that? She points to Marnok, the half-orc, and Marnok looks at the two of you. Half-orc, by the name of Marnok. Nice to finally speak with you, Miss Relinoa. And she looks at the two of you. What? When did we come across Mr. Marnok here? I don't remember Marnok. Hi, nice to meet you. I am Relinoa Jams Cadenza at your service. What was that, Goddess Supreme? Oh. Oh, yeah? Oh.
She's nuts.
Marnok looks at the two of you. Oh. Was not anticipating this personality type, but it's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Relinoa Jams Cadenza. I actually came across your party, Mr. Yelar and Nomu here, while we were in the prisons of the Eternal Eye. Thanks to their help, we were able to escape the Eternal Eye's compound. So, I'll be sticking around for just a little bit, just to make sure we're all safe, if you're okay with that. I already had this discussion with Nomu and Yelar, and I think we all find it's safer if we stick together as a group for the time being until we can escape the path of the Eternal Eye. Are you all right with that? And trust me, I've already proven my worth. As I've mentioned, I am a monk, and my fists do my talking when those in danger are nearby. Well, no, the God Supreme says, you're okay. She says I can trust you. So I think we're good. I've never really traveled with a monk before, so you punch people, right? Can you, punch through people's armor? How does that work? Of course I can. There's what we call ki. It's energy that we manifest within our bodies. Everyone has it. You just have to master it before you can use it. I can punch through many people's armor. I did it with the Eternal Eye. One of the Jesticars, or Paladins, or whatever you call them. I did that to his helmet. Isn't that right, Nomu and Yelar? You saw that, right? I whooped his ass.
It was great. You should have seen it.
Oh, well, that's pretty cool. Whatever happened to that? We were captured. That's the last thing I remember. We fought that Malus lady. Where's she at? What happened?
About that.
What do you mean about that? How did we get here to Wildrun? By the way, this is where I need to be. This is awesome. I just woke up and I'm at my destination. But
Well,
continue. So what happened? How did we escape? And I'm confused.
right now, the Eternal Eye is cannibalizing itself.
What do you mean?
They're fighting each other.
They're fighting
What
each
to
other.
do it? What to do with you?
What do you mean? What to do with me? What did I ever do to them? I didn't do anything to them.
You exist.
God Supreme. What is that? Oh, okay. Stay away from them. They're crazy. Yeah, I think I learned that the hard way. Um, so they're fighting each other. So that lady that captured us or defeated us, she took us to some compound or fortress, or maybe, and you guys were in prison. And I don't remember much. I do remember talking to some guy. What was his name? Um, can't remember his name, but he called himself an inquisitor.
Oh, Vane.
Fane. I guess that's it was his name. I remember talking to him, kind of, and they like injected something into me, and then I fell asleep, and now I'm here in Wildrun.
So that's what happened.
Yes, I don't remember anything else. I've been asleep, dreaming of awesome food and music.
Well, I snatched you up and we ran out.
Well, I'm glad you guys got me out of there. I really appreciate it, and I'm happy you guys were able to get out too. So it sounds like Marnok, you were in prison with them too. What did you do to the Eternal Eye? Well, let's just say they were attacking somebody that I tried to defend, and I was outnumbered by some of their heavy hitters and knocked out. I'm just happy that you guys came into play, because if it wasn't for you guys, I'd probably still be in that prison, possibly having my eyes gouged out or my tongue cut like a Laris. Wait, what? They gouged eyes out? What? Yeah, another prisoner. Don't worry, we got him out too. He's safe. All right. Well, are we safe for now, or are they still chasing us? Do you guys know?
Pretty sure they are. But since we're in town, we're a bit safer. You know, with guards and other druids and whatnot around here.
Well, while we're here, then I need to do what I came to do. Then, I gotta speak with Isabel Aladi. Have you guys asked about her yet?
Who?
Isabel Aladi. She's the reason I'm here. The Goddess Supreme sent me here to talk to her.
We were just waiting for you to wake up before we did anything.
Yeah, what he said.
Okay, well, let's go. Let me look for this Isabel Aladi. Let me ask some people. Let's ask some town folks. I need to speak with her. The Goddess Supreme demands it.
Hey, wait, before we go, is there a place we can brew a cup of coffee?
Why?
I have some for you.
You have some coffee? What kind of coffee do you have?
It's called a Wildrun brew.
She walks up to you, Yelar, and she's gonna make a roll real quick.
Oh no.
Let me pull up a character sheet.
She's gonna smell the deceit.
Yup.
It's not. He wasn't trying to deceive her.
No, but she's gonna smell that coffee coming from your breath. 1 second. 1 second. Perception. Oh!
Oh my.
She walks up to Yelar and she sniffs. Yelar, did you lie to me? I smell coffee coming from your mouth.
I didn't lie to you. I just said I have some coffee.
But you smell like you drank coffee without me.
Well, you were asleep, so...
That's rude. How dare you have coffee without me? Is that the coffee that you had? That
Yes.
Wildrun brew?
Yes. I wanted to share with you.
Excellent. I was hoping you would.
Why wouldn't I?
But how dare you have coffee without me?
Oh, how dare you be asleep without me?
Rude. I was poisoned. You were not.
Well, had my ass kicked.
I didn't. We all? That Malus lady slammed her damn shield into my face.
Can we please not mention her name?
I almost broke my nose because of the shield. I've never fought someone as strong as that in my life. That girl's crazy.
Can we just like strike that fight from our memories? Act like it never happened.
Yeah, I'm with him.
All right. Let's get. Let me get some of that coffee, and then we can look for Isabella Lottie.
Try to do something nice.
He's gonna mumble that under his breath.
She goes, "Come on, let's get some coffee. Let's go. Gremlin energy."
Bro, when I think about it, man, Maylis whooped our ass. She cleaned us out, man.
Yeah.
She swept you all, bro.
Oh, it was bad.
Sorry to bring bad memories.
Oh man.
As you guys step out, you brew some coffee for Relinoa. She actually really enjoys it. And after doing so, she wants to look for an individual. It's a wood elf by the name of Isabel Oladi. and she doesn't know what she looks like. All she knows is the Goddess Supreme has told her to come to Wildrun to speak with an Israel Oladi. So I'm going to assume you guys either follow Relinoa, but she's going to start asking people if they know who that is. If you guys want to help or follow along, that's up to you guys.
Yep, following close behind.
And as she's asking people, that's where we're going to end this episode of Taverns and Caverns Path B. Thanks again, everyone, for listening to another episode of Taverns and Caverns. This is your Dungeon Master, Haphazard DM. You can find me on Twitter at HaphazardDM.
This is Robert Jones. I play Nomu the Monstrous. You can find me on YouTube, Truebone, Trubone.
This is Rodimus. You can find me on Twitter at Rodimus7901 or at Blue Sky at Rodimus83.
All right. Those are our players for this season of Taverns and Caverns, Path B. And don't forget to check out the Taverns and Caverns Patreon for exclusive content that you won't want to miss. Until next time, guys, on Taverns and Caverns, take care.